Hello everyone, and I've done a couple of runs of the new Hyakunin Ikki event. Sorry, I only saw it freaking once. But what was it at the song? Yes, Hyakunin Ikki. I've done a couple runs and I've come to fully understand it. I'm gonna come help you to get through it. So the first teams, or here are the teams that I have here. I am using a lot of trial characters. At least half my teams have trial characters in them. But as for my first team, I'm running Raiden, Shogun, and Child for that nice little synergy. And for the second team, I'm running Ganyu, Zhongli. Third team, I'm running double Anemo with Zhao and Jean, which I probably don't even need Jean. To be honest with you, you barely need healers because you're swapping around so much. I probably just brought her simply because of the fact that just to increase some Anemo energy, I guess, but you won't really need it. Then we have Diluc and Zincho here. Then we have Yan Fei, that's the trial character, and my Venti, and then the trial character Ningguang and my Bennett. So the reason why I ran Bennett with Ningguang is because when we get into game, you'll see the character builds, and unfortunately Ningguang's running a Favonius Codex, which isn't going to buff her damage way too much. So that's why I luckily have a Bennett. As for team buffs, the first team with Child and Ryan Shogun, we have after the party takes field, increased crit damage. Honestly, if I ran a vape team with Child, it would be more beneficial, but you'll see why. I mean, that extra charge team isn't bad, especially with Raiden Shogun. Since then this one here, it decreases their cooldowns and their elemental burst damage is increased by 150%, which is perfect for both Child and Bao or A, because they have insane scaling on their burst. Well, not really insane scaling for Bao, not as good as Eula, but hey. Then for the second team, I'm running simply cryo damage bonus, and I think I just swapped this, but oh no, yeah. So this increases basically energy recharge, but you get more particles for their skills hitting, which is perfect for Zhongli. Many people might not have Zhongli, so maybe a little substitution, because you do get a trial Ganyu if you want to, but I'm using mine since it's fully built. You can use Beidou because Beidou has problems with energy recharge. You can possibly use Zhongling because it will work perfectly for a Melt Ganyu. You can also use Trial Official, but you're probably only going to be using her for a skill anyways, but you could use those possible to support Ganyu. So my second team has Zhao and Jean. So a lot of people got Sayu, so you can replace Jean with Sayu, you can replace Jean with Sucrose, you can replace with any Nemo character, to be honest with you, or because the double Nemo can help with speed. So for this, I buffed the plunge damage for Zhao, and I buffed I think I just gave him a simple attack buff, since I'm not running a Bennett on the team or anything. For the second team here, I have Diluc and Sincho. If you don't have Sincho, then there's not a lot of Hydro characters in the game, but you could possibly run Beidou, Diluc, Sincho, Diluc, Electro Traveler Diluc can actually work too if you haven't built. Official is Diluc, but if you don't have a Diluc, you can also run. It's kind of hard to replace Diluc with somebody, but possibly Beidou and Sincho for Electro Charge build. But for this team comp I have over here, I have the first attack buff, which increases attack speed, which is perfect for Diluc since he's a Claymore user and has a bit of a slow attack speed, and it regenerates HP. Not too concerned about the HP here, but if you need it, you can run it. And then the second buff here I have is boosting Elemental Mastery. So this way, both Zincho and Diluc is getting a massive damage buff because of Elemental Mastery. Third team, I have Venti and Yanfei. Now this team is kind of hard for you to even replicate, but if you have a Kazuha, of course, bring him. If you have Sucrose can also work with Yanfei to a certain extent. But for this team, I have simply a Nemo damage bonus and Pyro damage bonus. For this last team, I have Ningguang and Bennett. This is a trial Ningguang, and then we have Bennett here. So I gave her Geo damage bonus, and then I also gave her this fit forever. But this is very important, because there's a bar in game, right? And you can continue to charge this up, and this is like scaling. So you need to take out enemies pretty quickly in order to raise this bar, or it's going to go downward. So you just need to consistently be taking out enemies, and forever here is like the higher level that you're at, the more points you're gonna get for it. So you want to be consistently taking out enemies and taking them out fast. So giving this to one of your parties is gonna be really good because it accumulates it a lot faster, so you can get a lot more scaling on your score. So let's go into game so I can show you this team. Now I unfortunately did not lower my game volume, so I will show you at the top of the screen under your health bar, or at least under the forever bar, you're going to see a little green circle, and that's your countdown timer for each team. You won't be able to run one team the entire time. You're forced to switch because then your damage is going to be decreased if you stay on the same team for too long. And this damage decrease isn't half, it's literally like 99% of your damage, so you're really going to be hitting for only 22 damage, which is worse than the person who just started a game. So you're literally going to you're going to be forced to swap characters. So if you want to see all the character builds for all the characters I have now, here's what you're going to get for the trial child. It's your constellation 0, and you're going to be running full Hydra set. Here's my battle set. I can't really go into the artifacts from here, but here's what, oh, child is actually buffing my normal attack damage here. That's cool. Here's my Ganyu here. Here's my Zhongli. Here's what you're gonna get for the trial Zhao. I'm just gonna show off all the trial characters because my character's not really important, but here's what you're gonna get with trial Yanfei. Not bad, and you're gonna be rocking Constellation 0, Constellation 0 Ningguang again, and Favonius Codex not so much, but full Geo set here, and that should be it. So let's get to it. So I'm just gonna pop Child Burst first to build stacks for my, and it freaking missed. That's crazy. Okay, okay, I'm gonna cut that out and come back. They didn't spawn in quick enough. There we go. Alright, okay, there we go. It's just that the longer you're out on the field, the more you're going to lose, so it's really important to try and speed it up. Go as fast as you can. Alright, that should be Child Burst. I'm gonna pop that immediately. Swap to Raiden Shogun. You see where that elemental burst damage came in for Raiden? And then as you can see, I swapped because the timer at the top told me to swap. Because if you don't, then you're going to lose a lot of damage. And as you see, as I took out the enemies, the bar fills up. You're going to need to do this and make sure to take out enemies as quick as possible to fill that bar as quick as possible. I'm doing a stretch here to try and take out the enemies in time. And just so you guys know, if you are in the middle of a burst, the game will still not care and decrease your damage. So if you have a long burst animation and the timer is right there, it's better for you to just swap characters instead of cast the burst. Because it will not give you it will just decrease your damage in the middle of it, and you're just gonna end off with only 20 damage. See, I lost Zalburst, so I'm just gonna go ahead and swap teams because he's not that important. Alright, I'm at Fever 3, and when that last team comes in, you're gonna see how important. I'm just gonna go ahead and swap teams now. And Yanfei it. See, you could also swap teams in terms of situation. Alright, now I'm gonna swap teams again. Okay, I did the wrong thing again. It's alright. I don't have no stacks for a child. Okay. Alright, boom. And we should be able to get it to Fever 4. Alright, this is maximum fever, so we're just gonna go all out. Look, this is what I meant. They cut off your burst in the middle of it, even though I should've... Okay, it's too late now. once you're at max fever, as you can see here, it's not gonna even go down anymore. So you're gonna be good to just go through it. Swap to Yanfei and Fenty. Alright, I won't be able to take out this last guy, but you can see that I got up to about 3,620. Not the best. Honestly, my last team with Ningguang and Bennett is probably my worst team here, but there's nothing much I can really do about that. Maybe I can try running instead of Zongling Bennett. Zongling a Beto build, but yeah, if you guys... But you guys can figure it out. But this is the highest I've been able to get, with most of my teams being absolutely cracked. So hopefully it goes well for all y'all. I'm gonna try an experiment, and hopefully this helped you all understand the event, and maybe you can get a higher score than me, because you know I'm just bad at the game. But hopefully you enjoyed.